What's going on with it? This is episode 12 of the Classmates Podcast. This is your host, A Rod Go Hard, and this is
KB,
what's going on with it, dog?
just trying to stay cool in these last few days.
Yeah.
As I believe, I don't know what the devil has unleashed a bag of hell onto the weather report. But just I'm about to wrap up my work. My job closes for
I
July, so
saw
I
that
got a
today.
lot of stuff lined up that I've been meaning to do for I don't know how long. Now I'm
Mhm.
going to finally do it.
Gotcha.
So looking forward to that.
I'm about to say I saw when you posted it today, and I'm like, I felt all of that energy, and you was when all the hashtags, it was like holistic and weekly. I'm like, check my dog out. I put some. I about to say I like this. I would like to say I inspired that a little bit. I put a little bit of that fire to the flame. You feel me? But yeah, I can say that my week has been crazy, but it's been a week where I have just been accepting things and being able to speak to those things and just being able to move forward, man. I feel like a lot of times we don't we want to say things and it's like, okay, because this is this person, I don't want to say it. I want to hold on to it.
Mhm.
And a lot of times like we have murky and like smeared relationships with those people because it's like, okay, we accepting shit that we normally wouldn't accept from anybody else because of
Right.
who that person is. So with that being said, I just want to kick off what we're talking about this weekend. We're going to be talking about family and how the family that, as we go through life, the family that we gain and the family that we make is sometimes more important and more beneficial to us than the family that we actually born into. So, how do you feel about that, or what are your initial thoughts when you hear that?
My initial thought when you
Hmm.
first said it a while ago, this is why I had to run and grab the pen, is your biological family is your origin and lessons. Your tribe that you create
Hmm.
is the alignment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So a lot of times you may have to go through things, but it's so you can have a certain knowledge in your life, or you may come from a certain family so that you can internalize some stuff or whatever your walk of life is going to be. But like you said, alignment, you had to sleep in the room with your brother and sister.
Right.
You had to get up and go to Sunday school with your grandma. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
when
Right.
you begin to create authentic connections, um, a lot of times you can kind of you can begin to see yourself outside of that lens.
Hmm.
When you're a child, home, maybe school or daycare, you're still learning who you are. Many times until you kind of get away from your biological family, all you are is like stamps of all that you came from.
Hmm.
And sometimes that ain't who you are in here.
Right.
You just got the stamps on the outside. You
Right.
know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I think that it's important to always have respect and have reverence, but also understand that sometimes you can't deal with your family on every level, in every way, in every aspect. If you know Uncle Junior is an alcoholic,
Hmm.
you're not going to get him to be the person at the door when you have a party because
Right.
Uncle Junior might be drunk letting folks in or anything.
Right.
It's different people you got to deal with on different bases. And I feel like when it comes to family, we don't do that. Like you said, well, I ain't gonna say nothing because of who this person is, but you really have to stand on business all the way around.
Right.
It may make you be a black sheep, or it may make you a classic one in the black family is so and so thinks they're better than everybody, or
Man, listen.
so and so thinks they did this is and that. No, so and so don't want to be sitting around for the rest of their life. So
Hmm.
and so is maybe different or eclectic, or they dress and act in a way that you don't. You know what I'm saying? But when it starts looking unfamiliar, sometimes people don't want to recognize that or accept that. But you got to be who you are
That's it.
in your house, at Food Line, at work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes you may even get to a point in your life that you can't be who you are around the people that birthed you.
And it's two words that you said in there, and that was respect and reverence. I actually had a conversation with my brother yesterday. Well, I sent him a text yesterday, and those two words were actually inside of the message. And what I said is the respect and reverence that I give you, you don't give me that back. You've
Mhm.
never done that. And I made a post yesterday. It's like when someone loves you in private, but they love other people in public, they're really telling you the level of respect that they have for you, or like where you fit in into their life. And can't say that it's a sensitive subject because I've had to deal with it for so long, but it's like I've always seen that when it comes to my brother and my dad, like my biological father. It's like my dad is I can't say that my father's getting a little bit better with that as far as like showing public love. But
Mhm.
my brother I don't feel like it's ever gonna be a thing when it comes to him. I saw a post yesterday where he was telling like another somebody who we're not kin to happy birthday, little bro. But motherfucker, my birthday just passed. Mine just passed. Like you didn't give me no post, you didn't give me no shout out, no nothing like I don't get me wrong. It's not something that like I'm so gung ho and I'm like, okay, like it's something that you have to do. But when you see it done for somebody else, it's like,
Mhm.
man, fuck. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do that for your birthday. You're like, no matter what situation we're in, no matter how we feeling, and no matter if we going at each other's throat and anything like that, your birthday is your birthday, and like,
exactly.
and
I
I'm
feel
gonna
you.
make sure that I'm gonna let you know that I'm celebrating you for your birthday, no matter how fucked up of a person you might be. It's still
Mhm.
your day. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like here lately, I've been blessed to a point where I can actually do things. So it's like he said a couple years ago that he wanted some cowboy boots. Like, motherfucker, you went in the house and had a brand new pair of cowboy boots. Like
Wow.
that means like I'm pretty sure that means something to you. But like if you're not gonna give me that back, why am I dealing with you? Um, what we would speak like what we were saying before we actually started recording is like you can come out of the same hole and not be connected to that person. And titles are just that. They're just titles. If you're not living in that title, that's all you can say, like, that's my little brother or that's my big brother. But if you're not being a big brother, why am I gonna treat you like that? Why am I going to continue to like put you on that pedestal of like, okay, you being this great big brother and you've never been there for me. And I've just gotten to the point in life where it's like I had to say that,
Mhm.
held on to it for so long, didn't ever want to put it out there. But it's like, nah, man, I'm on a different trajectory. And I gotta let you know that if you're not gonna be for me, I don't want to deal with you until you change as a person. Then we just gonna have to be at a distance and love each other from a distance. And one of the things I saw Shannon Sharp said something the other day. He was like, teeth may fall out, but you and your brothers and sisters are not supposed to.
Wow. That's funny.
It said teeth may fall out, but you and your brothers and sisters are not supposed to. And I was thinking, like, what is the definition of falling out? And a lot of times, I feel like we look at it as like a knockout, drag out fight, or this big old argument or anything
Not
like
speaking
that,
no
not
more.
speaking to each other, anything like that. But I've come to terms with the fact that you wanting to move in a different way and you disconnecting yourself from people who are not helping you move in that way is not you falling out. It's just you taking control of your situation. So just having to think different about some shit. You know what I'm saying? So and I don't feel bad about it. Usually
Yeah.
sometimes we all feel like, damn, it's so fucked up that I gotta do this and everything. But no, I don't feel that way no
I feel
more.
like the frequency has changed now. I feel
Hmm.
like we're not. I listened to a podcast last night, and it's a girl I watch on Instagram a lot, and it's a channel that I watch, and right now, just like all these celebrities falling,
Hmm.
just like the new currency is the heart. The heart currency.
Right.
Their clout, don't nobody care. Their money is finna be useless. You know what I'm saying? Like the real currency is the heart. The new currency is authenticity. And it's a whole lot of shift gonna happen because of that. People will be forced to the forefront that been scared to be in the forefront their whole life. People will be pushed to the back that have lived and died for attention their whole life. So with that shift, I feel like things will happen to chosen people, and you won't have the emotions that you used to. And let me thank you
Mm.
for your transparency, because this ain't like an easy topic, and it is
Right.
somebody like personal to you. But like I said, the same things that you, man, I really hate that it's like that. You will be able to get up and you move on, because
Mm.
in your heart there's no malice. In your heart you're not trying to do no harm. In your
Mhm.
heart you're not trying to sabotage nothing for that other person. When you are chasing full alignment, things start dropping off of you.
Man,
It
what?
That's the fall off. It ain't that
Uh-huh.
y'all fell out. Stuff is falling off of
That's
you
it.
when
That's
you
it.
start aligning. It's just, things will just start before you know it. The people that the gossip folks won't even, next thing you know, they'll get a job and they work a different shift and they can't talk to you, but people will just vibrate out of your life. and
Ooh,
and
yes,
and
sir.
you can't allow it to make you feel bad either, when
Mm.
you spoke from your heart and you didn't mean no harm, because you don't know how the Most High is going to make them leave. You know what I'm saying?
And I actually started off the message just like that, because so many times when you telling somebody about their self, or like you getting some stuff on your chest, the first thing that a person wants to feel, or first thing they want to think is, oh, you mad at me,
You
you
coming
upset
for
with me, or
me.
you coming for me. So I started the message off just like that, like, so you don't get it misunderstood or anything like that. I'm not mad or upset. I'm just coming to you because like this is something that we need to, like, it's something that needs to be said. And I ended the message with the exact same thing that you just said. I wish no ill will towards you. I want you to have peace and blessings, but you're gonna have to have all of that without me being a part of any of that until you switch some things up. I was a horrible human being. Do you hear me,
I
Kendra?
think we all had a phase of being
Hmm.
just a brat.
Yes, I was a horrible person for a long time. Like my my energy was off, my emotions was messed up. I felt like the world was coming at me every time I took 2 steps forward. It felt like I was taking 4 steps back. Um, my record was always getting in the way, and it's like, why? Not even a why. It's like, man, what the fuck? And I was giving everybody that. Can't say I was giving nobody my ass to kiss. I was just giving everybody attitude and that fuck you. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I was giving everybody that. So, and once I got away from that person, and I'm like, I had that. I can say that when my mom passed and I moved back out to the country, I was by myself a lot. I was able to cry. I was able to,
Reflect.
yes, I was able to reflect. I was able to be like, to look in the mirror and actually say, like, look, do you like the person that you're looking at? And the answer was no.
Mhm.
What are we going to do to fix it? I started doing all the things to fix that. I realized,
Okay.
I realized I'm like, I was here to cater to people. I was put here to cater to people. I was put here to be a connector. I was put here to actually change some things and actually starting at home, and I'm talking about home, starting
Mhm.
at home, and then making sure that I was going to be like, I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see. I say that a lot. So once I started to flourish and actually coming to that person that I was able to realize and see that a lot of people that were around me were still living with that attitude that I had before.
Mhm.
And it's not our jobs or our responsibility to get people to change that about themselves. It's our job to let you like this, right? Like, this is what I see when I see you, and I don't have to be around
Yes.
that. I don't have to be around that.
So that brings me to a point.
Hmm.
Many times, just like when you would look in the mirror, just like when you say, okay, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna be the best version of myself. When you have committed to that work, it's really, really hard to associate with people that will not.
Oof. Yes, indeed.
And so the same boundaries that you set up, I'm not playing about myself. I'm here on time. I do this. You begin to hold other people to that.
Hmm.
I love and respect me. When I encounter somebody that don't love and respect me, I have to do this. I have to plan ahead. I have to do this. If you want this, then I require this. When you run into people that don't have boundaries or standards or can't communicate, you're like, nope, because I communicated to you exactly what I needed. If you couldn't fulfill that, you should have let me know and I could have went elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that's a thing for people who are on a road to positivity or a higher self. You cannot hold the people around you to the standard that you start holding yourself, because you will be disappointed. You're gonna have to realign, and there will be new people in your
Mm-hmm.
new frequency that get it. That you
Yes.
don't have to explain to them. That you don't have to say, this hurt my feelings because X, Y. They know not
Right.
to talk like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once you shake out of that frequency, but it is in the transition, it's annoying. It is super duper annoying. You sitting there listening to somebody blame shifting, blame shifting, blame shifting.
Yes.
When you're living in a mode of full accountability,
Hmm.
that will tear your nerves all to pieces.
Man, listen. I had a meeting with I had a meeting with my bosses the other day, and we were actually doing a 6-month assessment. And they were both telling me this, like, okay, we know that you have this, but we have to see it as well.
Gotcha.
And in that moment, it was just like I haven't been doing all of the things. Like I'll put effort and energy into it, but then like once it gets frustrating, I won't continue to keep moving in there.
Hmm.
And I had to let them know, as a Southern black man, help is like the last thing
That you
that
want
you
to
want
ask.
to ask for. Because we're raised to be like, okay, we're just gonna figure it out. We're just gonna get it done. Let's how we gonna let's just keep working harder, and like if it don't work, it just then it's effort. But like in this profession that I'm in, it can't be an effort type situation. It still has to be
Get
seen.
done.
So I was able to actually correlate that into my life, and this move that I'm actually trying to make, as far as like when it comes to actual family. If they didn't see the potential, if they didn't see or know that, okay, it's something in you that actually has you, that helps you remain to stay in this space, then they wouldn't say anything.
Mhm.
That's family right there. Real family is going to do the thing, are going to tell you and give you the criticism that you need in order for you to be able to keep on transcending upward. That post that I made the other day, and I loved your comment. I'm not going to say your comment because I want you to let people know what that was. I said
Uh-oh.
that sometimes the pats on the back are really a push in the wrong direction when it comes from a person who really doesn't have your best interests at heart. Somebody can tell you that they're proud of you, and they giving you all these praises and everything like that, but they're just telling you that because I'm proud of you right now. But when the downfall come, oh my God, wait till what the fuck I got to
Say,
say.
and as soon as you said that, I remember the post now,
Mhm.
because I said, them pats on the back, you got to watch them when they coming from somebody invested in the direction that you're going.
Yes, indeed.
People can love you, like you, blah blah this and blah blah that, but if I go A instead of B, oh, you don't mess with me now. If you can't profit off of what I'm trying to do, you don't even want to do it. That's where too many pats on the back
Hmm.
came from.
Right.
I learned that in an unfortunate way, and I learned it in an unfortunate setting several
Hmm.
years ago. I was very expressive. I'm like an idea factory. I come up with stuff out of nowhere. I wake up in the morning, stuff drops in my head. It's crazy.
Hmm.
So I was in a situation where a person was taking several of my ideas and concepts for themselves. Um, but yet when it come time, oh, I need you to contact these people, or oh, I need you to XYZ, I need you to set up a letter for blah 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 blah. They love telling people how well Kendra speaks. They love telling people this is and that. But the moment anything I try to do that they can't put their stamp on, I got no support. If they couldn't put their brand on it, I got zero support. But you
Mm.
expect me to do everything for you and your brand that you want done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I said, you got to watch them pats on the back, because all too often people love you for however much you can help them do. The moment you got your own stuff to do, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You won't get half the support from them that you gave out in the beginning.
And a lot of people, like, they look at the relationship that me and my cousin Shantae have. She's really like, that's my sister. You know what I'm saying? For the last 8 years, we've been tight, just like we came out of the same hole. And a lot of people be like, well, man, well, like, wow, like he always around her. He always doing this. He always doing that. But people got to realize that's a reciprocated situation. She's always around me.
Right.
And she always makes me she always makes me priority. This woman goes on a trip. I know when she comes back, I'm gonna have some type of keychain with my name on
Uh,
it, anything like that. The same way with me. Whenever I go somewhere, like I'm going to bring her something back. We just have that type of relationship, and don't want to get too deep into a situation, but it's like I've had people scrutinize that as far as like saying you look out for her, you do things for her that you don't do with
mm,
y'all motherfuckers ain't doing the things that she do. Y'all not giving me the energy that she gives me. It's like whenever I do a speech, whatever I got going on, she's always gonna shine a positive light on that.
that's what's up.
That's my little bro. You know what I'm saying? So proud of you. Yesterday, I had a convention I spoke at in 2023, and I put a story up. She shared that from 2 years ago. She was like, nothing has changed. I'm still proud of you.
Hmm.
Those are the relationships that I like building. My boy Kelly, you know what I'm saying? He told me last week. He was like, Jason, nobody would ever think that you would be out here doing the things that you're doing, having this movie night tonight, trying to set up a book club. Nobody would think that about you. He's like, but when we stayed across the street from each other and you used to come over there and talk to me, like I saw all of this starting to happen. It's like I saw the exact same thing for him as far as like he was cooking food in his driveway. Now he right
Wow.
down the street in the brick and mortar. You
Word
see what I'm saying?
up.
So it's
Matter of
like
fact, let me get a slider. Are you listening? Bigfoot. Let me get one of them chicken joints with the slaw and stuff.
so it's like those it's like people will try their hardest to devalue your relationships because you're not having those relationships with them.
Yeah.
And it's can't say that it's fucked up. It's just a messed up way for you to think when you know that you're not investing in the person that you're talking to at that moment.
Hmm. And to some people, depending on their personality type, they have a certain effect on people. If they can give out bare minimum in everything they do, they gonna think they can do that every day. Go to work and get a bare
Mhm,
minimum. They get a girlfriend, boyfriend a bare minimum. The
mhm,
people they hang out with, excuse them, they get them the bare minimum. They gonna bring that to you. That's family, friend, foe,
right.
anything. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I think that that's some people's personality type, and that probably exists in every family.
Most definitely.
You know.
Most definitely.
Now this is something I did want to bring up that I think when you were saying about teeth fall out, but you and your siblings not supposed
Mhm.
to. The whole blood is thicker than water concept. Never really, I didn't like that. Not because you shouldn't be tight with family. You should be able to go to them first. You should be able to count on them first. When the whole world is against you, your family should be the refuge. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But that blood is thicker than water. Don't I never liked that because it's what you need at that time. Do it matter that blood is thicker than water if I need something to drink? You feel
I
me?
do.
Do it matter that blood is thicker than water if I'm dehydrated at this stage in my life? I need the water, baby. The
This
blood has brought me far as it can.
me and my pop actually had a conversation about that last week, and he said where people get the situation mirrored when it comes to blood is thicker than water is that they're actually thinking of family. They're thinking of who you share blood with.
Mm,
But the blood is not that. It's a covenant. The covenant that you create with people who you consider to be family, that is thicker than water.
dope.
It's not the physical sense of it. It's
Mhm,
just that if me and you come into agreement and me and you make a pact that say that okay, this is how we're gonna move and this is how we're gonna traverse through life. And
mhm,
if anything comes in between that, we're gonna be able to talk about that and get that situated. That is blood right there. You
mhm.
see, so
Okay.
it's totally different from what people be trying to
From
make it out
growing
that.
up
Yeah,
with the idea that you got
that you
from it.
got that you get from that.
Mhm,
Because of course, if you put a drop of the blood in water, you're going to see it actually trickling down into the cup. But when it fills the cup,
mm.
that right there is the covenant that we've just created. So I love my pops, man. He be putting shit together, y'all. He be putting shit together. He really be putting shit together. But like, don't want to scratch no scab off or anything like that. But have you ever been through a situation like that, as far as like you've had to maneuver yourself away from a person or a family member
Mhm.
that you held to a certain standard? And if you have, like, how did you deal with it?
Well, the first step was the personal shadow work.
Hmm.
Um, why is this situation like this? Why is this treatment like this? How did I get here? How did I contribute to it? Once I got a hold of that and had to really internalize that and look that in the mirror, that's when I started making steps to, okay, so who do you want to be then? Like when you said, you just looked in the mirror and you decided, I want to change, I want this and that. Um, the lack of reciprocation, when I
Hmm.
had to face the lack of reciprocation in the face, I mean, it was pitiful. It was to the degree of, how much more of this you gonna deal with?
There we go.
And not only that, if this was anybody else, you would have been snapped or
Right.
you would have been cut ties. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it as, I had to start with me first. How did I get here? Why am I accepting this? What shadow work do I need to do? And once I got a hold of that, I had to, okay, I excuse people and I excuse things for far too long. Anytime that bully walk up and take your lunch money every day and you just hand it to them, they're going to come take your lunch money every day.
That's it.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? At one point, when you finally kick them in the nuts, when they walk up to you, something might change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the way I looked at it. Once I assessed the situation, once I realized that you teach people how to treat you,
That's it.
that's when when I realized I was dealing with a personality disorder. And there's nothing that I can do about that if you don't want help.
Mm-mm.
That's when I was like, okay, take what you know, move on. That don't mean you got to slash nobody's tires, break nobody's windows, make a Facebook post and tagging people, I hate so and so. You ain't got to do none of that. You take what you know and you go in the direction you would like to see yourself. Now that you have relieved yourself of the cancer, what direction would you like to go now? And that's how I dealt with it. Was it grief involved? Sure. Was it getting used to a new normal when you're used to seeing somebody, you're used to talking to somebody, you're used to, you know what I'm saying? Of course. But when you really sit back or when you have dealt with high levels of toxicity, it won't take but a matter of days, about a week,
Hmm.
and it won't even bother you no more. Just like you said, I don't feel any way about what I said. Why? Because you did it from the heart and you did what was best for you. So within a short amount of time, I was completely fine because I did it from the heart and
Right.
I did what was best for me. And I didn't come for nobody downfall after I did. I wanted my come up. I never wanted nobody else downfall.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So if I got to split to see it, or even to just have basic peace. That's what I made up in my mind I would do. What would you sacrifice? People be like, well, you can't just stop. You can't just block people. Who can't? You can't just walk away. Who can't? You must ain't got no feet, darling.
Unfriend.
If you
Exactly.
can't walk away, I seen a thing. It was some people arguing about getting done wrong in the church, and you can't just walk away and you have to stand up for the right even if wrong is going on. And when people make you mad at your job, do you just walk away? Damn sure do. Done did it. We'll do it again if
Right.
I got to.
Right.
Why? Because you don't respect me, you don't value me, and I'm out of here. The Most High had me another job before the end of the month. When you know who you are and you know your value, you don't have to stay nowhere where you're being mistreated. You don't have to. I'm going to stand right here to prove, to shine the light to you of how to act
And keep getting beat the
and
fuck
keep getting beat up over and over and over. I wish I would.
No way.
So yes, you can just block people with no explanation. That was the closure. The fact that you can't reach me and I don't want to reach you is the closure. You feel
And
me?
a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people like they feel like, okay, I don't want to do this or I don't want to move in this way because eventually I'm going to be in a space with this person and I don't want that space to seem like it's it's murky or like I don't want people to feel like we going through something. Oh, yeah, but at the end of the day, you are.
Mhm.
And it's okay for people to know that. It's like, people are gonna ask questions. People are gonna be like, okay, what's going on with y'all or anything like that. Your answer to that is how you actually move through. Is we ain't on the best of terms right now. It is what it is. I ain't feeling no type of way about it. But like I'm not gonna be in his face. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
It ain't it this that ain't this and this ain't that. And
Right.
it's really none of your business or why it's none of your business of why we are here.
Mhm.
You just know that we're here.
Mhm.
Accept that and just don't be in my face asking me no whole bunch of questions. We're not here for that. We're here to have a good time.
Right.
And if you don't see me over there with this person or you don't see me over here chilling with that person, you don't that's nothing for you to worry about. You enjoy the space that we're in.
Mhm.
And don't worry about all the other spaces that I'm not.
Right.
and I and I feel like once people actually are okay to be in those spaces and in those places with people that they're not 100% comfortable with, like you really learn that you have a life that you really can live.
Yes.
And
And you have control over it.
yes.
Because so and so is gonna be there doesn't ruin the thing. You do what you came to do.
Exactly. I came here to party and bullshit. I'm going to party and bullshit with the people that I want to party and bullshit with. It's none of your business who I'm not partying and bullshitting with. And
And
it's not
why?
or why I'm not around those persons. Of course, when it's family, it's like people want to have this sense of, okay, like what's really going on. Like I need to know. No, you do not. And so many times people get into that mode where it's like, okay, I got to give everybody everything. Like, okay, auntie, this right here is what's going on. You know what your aunt is going to tell you. Y'all need to fix
Fix
that.
it. Uh-huh.
If you talk to your dad about it, y'all need to fix that. Talk to grandma about it, y'all need to fix that. No, we need to, what needs to happen is like you don't put yourself out there like that, and you two, whatever the situation is, y'all work on it the way y'all want to work on it. Because I don't need you to tell me what I need to fix and what I need to get right. Like I know what I need to, I know how I need to do that, how I need to move, and sometimes we try to take the advice of people just because who they are.
Yes.
Don't give anybody the opportunity to give it to you when you know that that's not where you at or that's not what you want to do. Because most of the time we know what people are gonna tell us. Like, what do
Thanks.
you think about that? Like if you and your sister was going through it, you go talk to your mama. Y'all know better.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
I ain't raised y'all like that. So, like, how do you like if you had to give a piece of advice for how people should move in those spaces, like what would you tell somebody who's going through something like that and they don't know how to deal with
Um, hold your peace. Number one, don't post about it and don't leave doorways for, or if you do post about it, don't I'ma tag my cousin Keisha because we got to
it?
argue. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Post, be discreet if you got to post about it,
Yeah.
because you're gonna open the door for a bunch of people that don't know what's going on to hop in and make the situation worse. That's number one. Try to keep it close to you or between you and the person as much as you can.
Hmm.
Number two, look at the situation and evaluate yourself. What do I want this to look like in the end? Do I want X? Do I want Y? Do I want Z? Do I care if we communicate after this? Long as I get what needs to be gotten out of this. Establish what you want to happen, acknowledge the problem, and try to keep it close. Pray for that person. You know what I'm saying? Um, it don't even have to be nothing special. Just try to keep your mind and your heart free of ill.
Hmm.
Because and just like even that, and I always get to preaching in the Bible. Okay, when
When
you
it's in
are
you, it's in
good to
you.
those that are not good to you, you are dumping hot coals on their head, for lack of a to help paraphrase it. So when you are, I'm over here now, I'm not leaving the door open for you to continue to harm me, but what I am doing is wishing you peace and blessings and going on about my business. When you do that, it burns people up. It
Mhm.
heaps the coals on their head. They
Mhm.
going crazy. They can't stand it. They want to know why you don't care. They mad that you ain't mad.
That's and that.
You see what I'm saying? But that's
Yes,
when
yes,
it's
yes,
above
yes,
you and you let
yes.
God deal with them, because they will bring
Mhm.
them back around to either themselves an apology, or they will remove themselves so far you would not to deal with those problems ever again.
My cousin hit me up the other day because I gotta like it's a little bit off topic, but I'm gonna bring it back to where we at right now. I saw my credit score for this time in like 4 months,
Okay.
and it went up 200 points in 4 months.
Okay.
So my cousin hit me up in my inbox and he was like, "You got to put me on to how you did that."
Hmm.
All I told him was, outside of me going to get a car, like I went and got my first car off the lot, got my first credit card, got my first random mortgage payment. Like outside of that, it's only God doing what I've asked Him to do.
Mm.
It ain't me, bro. It ain't. It's nothing that I. It's nothing out of the ordinary that I'm doing. There's no cheat code to it. I didn't go and try to get my credit fixed or anything like that. It was just me aligning myself with the things that I needed to get done. And like God is like, okay, you asked for it.
Yeah.
You got yourself right. Here we go. So with all these situations, with all of it, that right there is what I'm just trying. What I'm getting out of everything. Say what you got to say. Mean it when you say it. You know what your intentions are. God, you take over. You take over this right here because I'm taking my hands off of it. We were talking about another situation. Like you said, it's a personal show today. But I have another situation that's going on with my son. If anybody knows this, like I've been speaking to this for like the last 2 months too. Like me and my son haven't really had a conversation since March. Not for the lack of me not trying to get in contact with him, me texting him, me calling him, anything like that. But it's just like a crazy situation when you have grown adults that put kids in grown adult situations.
Mhm.
My son actually told me like with a conversation that me and his mom had and how she presented it to the family and in front of him, that it was he was put in a situation where it's like, do I continue to want to be around my dad, or do I make sure that my living arrangement is straight? For anybody to put a child in that situation is crazy. But at the end of the day, I also have to look at the situation as my son is 16 years old.
Mhm.
You have a mind of your own. Your cell phone, the phone that's your phone. Like you got your own car. Like you have ways to go about if you want a relationship with me that you can have that. So what I had to tell him was it's like I'll never be a perfect father. There's no such thing as a perfect parent.
Yes, Lord.
Everybody's gonna mess up, but like if you want to hold on to that piece and what you've been hearing for all of your life, I have to let you sit in it. And because I feel like at this point, I'm begging to be your father. I'm begging for
Mm.
time. I'm begging for space. I'm begging for energy. And that's not fair to me either. So, with that being said, look, I feel like I'm bothering you. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready to hear the other side, whenever you're ready to get that closure and that clarity from this side of the situation, I'll be here.
Mhm.
But what I've been doing for the last couple of months, I can't continue to do that because son is draining me, man.
Wow.
It's draining me, dog.
I hate that. Well, I hate that for you. It's therapy maybe to get it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
most definitely, most definitely.
I really, really don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Mhm,
I will say this: when I was growing up, I didn't have. It's not a mother daughter thing like this is a
yeah.
father son thing, but
Mhm,
for my dad, I feel like we really didn't have the best relationship
mhm.
until I was about 20, 21 years old.
Gotcha.
And that's unfortunate, but it's due to the things I heard,
Mhm.
things that were said around me,
Mhm.
things that I grew up to find out weren't true. It's just that it was too late. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Ideas and thoughts and feelings that I thought my dad held, now that I'm an adult, that I had my own marriage, my
Mhm.
own kids, he had his own child previous to that. Now that I know how relationship dynamics work
Mhm.
and I look at it with a 40-year-old mind, I'm like, I made some choices that wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I pray that that doesn't happen for you in this situation. You
And
know what I'm
that's
saying?
really what I'm trying. And I'm trying to, and that like real talk, KB. I'm
I really
trying to
pray for a
avoid
good
that.
co-parenting
Yeah,
situation altogether beyond even just I love black family. I love black love, whether you together or not.
we're gonna take it one step at a time.
I'm getting
we
excited. Okay,
yeah, we
it's
gonna
okay. I'm
take
a
it a
bag up, I'm a
step at
bag
a
up, I'm a
time.
bag up.
Cause I'm gonna be like, if like this, I feel like this is like one of our most transparent shows. So I want to continue in that light.
Mhm.
Like, I can't see me having a relationship with that woman. I
Okay.
just can't, man. And it's because of all of this. My son has been through some shit. You know what I mean? And it was so many times that we had the opportunity to actually come together and make things better,
Mhm.
and you took the high road. You still wanted it to be about you. You still wanted to be
Okay.
super mom. You still wanted to make it. You still wanted people to look at you as saying, "Okay, I am the one that's doing everything." I had a live that I was talking about last week, and I think it was right after Father's Day when I was talking to the dads out here. I'm like, "This is still your day, no matter what they
Amen.
say, no matter what the situation is. If you're screwed up, fix it, or do the things that you can do to fix it." But I don't want you to. I don't want any of y'all guys to actually discredit the things that you're doing. If you're paying child support, nobody can tell you that you're not a fucking father. Nobody can tell you that. Like, the amounts of money that are actually coming, like, it's astronomical. The numbers that that are happening right now. I
Mm.
had a friend of mine tell me that her daughter's father or her son's father pays her $1,700 a month, and it's just that one
One
kid.
child.
I'm like,
Ooh. Child, my
woo.
pockets hurt listening to that.
I'm like,
For one
man.
child. Where he work at? Let me get an
But I
application.
don't get. She said he got a pretty decent job, but still, like, I won't. And a lot of times we don't look at that either. These kids are 14, 15, 16 years old. Seven, like, up until, like, even up into their 17 and 18, what are they really spending $1,700 a month on? What are you using the $1,700 for? The $1,700 for? This is a shaky debate or a shaky thing when it comes to
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, if this is my child and the child is staying in my house, I got the right to do this and I got the right to do that and all.
But that goes into family not aligning
And
too.
that right there, and that's what I was just about to get into that. Like, the family that you create once you leave from a person or once you leave from a situation, that's your responsibility after that.
Mhm.
If you decide that, okay, I don't want to be with Jason, but I want to go and get me a house, it's not Jason's responsibility to take care of that house.
Correct.
Not a bill in that house is Jason's responsibility, nor is Jason's money, nor am I going to feel comfortable with my money being used to do that when my money is supposed to be for my kid. And a lot of people is like, okay, that's not fair. You shouldn't think like that. Well, if the child comes to my house, you ain't sending me no money to pay my light bill. You ain't sending me no money to make sure the water is on.
Yeah.
You ain't doing any of those things. But yet my money is still coming out. My money is still coming out and going to your household.
Mhm.
No, that ain't how it works.
So I'm not a good I don't get child support. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm really not a good I almost don't like speaking on that conversation
I
because
get
I
it.
don't know how it feels. You
I
know what
get
I'm
it. I
saying?
get it. Yeah.
But I think that to a degree that comes down to understanding too. Like
Hmm.
for example, um me and my ex-husband, if something is coming up, we'll
Hmm.
go ahead and okay, I got a daughter that's finna turn 6 in July. I
Hmm.
already rented the shelter and the thing at the Gap so they can
Hmm.
have a birthday party, splash pad, all of that.
Yeah.
So now, okay, the food, what we gonna do, and decorations of that, and we would chop that up. This is what we gonna do. All right, I
Yeah.
got this. Okay, are we gonna grill? Who gonna do the grilling then? Okay, scratch that. We gonna get pizza. Where we gonna get the pizza? Okay, boom, boom, boom. Back to school last year. I did the two little kids. He did the two big kids. Like you have to show people. People have to know where their money's going.
I
You know
get
what I'm saying? And
exactly.
that's why a lot of men, I think, have a problem with the child support amounts. And then also women who have by themselves had to manage the bills, manage the
Mm.
kids, manage themselves, try to hold all that together, have an attitude because you don't know what, you know what I'm saying? How, who, what, where, when, and why. If I paid the light bill with this, it was because your kids needed lights. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now, where I cannot condone at all is your own personal aesthetic.
That's it.
Child support money should not be spent on hair, nails, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But if it is in house, if it is the water bill, if it is the lights, like yes, it's your house, but if your baby mama suffering, your child is too. So some of that got to give.
This is what I said. I said once a kid gets old enough where they can go and swipe a card anywhere, that card should go to the kid. Now, it's a,
Oh no, cause my
I'm gonna tell
kids'
you. I'm
child
gonna tell.
support would have been spent
I'm gonna
on
tell you.
Sheen
I'm gonna
and
tell.
DoorDash.
I'm gonna tell you this right here. This is how you know how good your parenting is. If you say that if you say that okay, I'm raising my kid to be a responsible human being.
Mm-hmm.
If that child gets $700 a month on his card, and you say and you've told your child or you let your child know like, look, this is a team effort that we have going on in this house. They are 9 out of 10. If they think about you in the river, if they think about you in a positive way, it'll be no issue for them to say, "Well, mom, you can take $200 off my card. Take $300 off my card."
Yes, if y'all's relationship is good.
If and that right there, it always has it makes it seem like okay, the mom and the dad always got to have this great relationship in order for the kid to actually say, okay, that right there is
But
something they
even
want
the
to do.
kid and the mom, if the money was in the kid hands, and them and the mom, like you said, would
That's what
work
I'm
a deal.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you raised your child right, if you raise your child in the ways of
Okay,
knowing,
I
okay,
get what you're
it's
saying
a
now.
team unit, it's a team unit inside of this house,
Facts
they're not
though.
gonna have no problem with actually saying, okay, I want to help and do anything like
That's
that.
true.
But it's still their money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It came from their other parent.
Right.
This is a situation that I ran into. Like I said, I've never been a person to like badmouth this woman or anything like that, and I don't feel like I'm doing that at this moment. But when I went to the court system and they told me like when I got locked up behind this, and I'm like, okay, I've been doing this and I've been doing that. I just wasn't able. I've been in the process of actually trying to get this paperwork signed and get this paperwork filled out, and nobody want to help me get it. Y'all always telling me that like we can't, we never got the application, we never got anything. And this is what the child support office is telling me. We never got any of these things. So I'm like, while all of this was going on, I'm still paying for things. I'm still making sure. Well, they looked me in my face and said that if you don't go through us, everything that you did was a gift.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what they
So
say.
situation came up when my son was playing AAU basketball. Mom was like, okay, I need half of it. You can get it. How you gonna send it to me? Through the child support office. She was like, you really mean to tell me that you just not gonna give me the money? No, I'm not. You will get it through child support. I'm not doing all these. I've been doing all these extra things, and I got locked up behind it. I
Mhm.
ain't doing that no more. I
Yeah.
hate that the situation is the way it is, but I can't give you anything out of my pocket. I can't just keep bringing him this and keep bringing him this stuff and bringing him this stuff because I'm looking at it as like I'm taking care of my kid, and the system
Yes.
is looking at it like, okay, you're not doing that because you're not going through this system.
Mm.
That all brings everything back to this family aspect. If we actually create these things where like, look, we're just gonna do the best we can do to make sure that our kid is taken care of. Put this shit
Yes.
in the court system. You can't get mad at you going downtown and doing or when you actually make these decisions and then the other party is moving inside of those parameters that you actually put them in.
Wow, that's true. Very true. Very true.
You don't want to do this, or you can't get the baby no shoes, and you say you ain't gonna do this, you say you ain't gonna do that, cause I don't have money just to burn like that,
Mhm.
and if I gotta pay child support and do all this extra stuff too, How am I living? How am I benefiting from any of these things? You can't get mad at me for you taking your funk ass downtown. You can't. I'm not speaking to my child. I'm just speaking in general as far as like you take your funk ass downtown and then that man or that woman moves in that way, you can't be upset about that. We have to get to the point where family dynamics are family dynamics. And I feel like it's just been so many, we've been put in so many places that, okay, it's all one sided.
Yeah.
And once the other person realizes, okay, it's been this one sided, I have to change this about me or change who I am to make sure that I'm okay. Like you said, the coals are on there. It's like they're burning up. Like I can't get up under the skin no more. I can't like I can't make them mad no more. I can't get no reaction out of them. I can't the
Some
Jason
people feed off of that energy that your reaction
man.
gives.
And what got me is like when I've had conversations like, well, you said that to get under my skin, huh? No, I said it because it's true.
Right.
I said it because that's how I feel. I said this because you put me in this position. You put me in this place where I feel this way, and I have to let you know. It ain't that I don't do anything with ill will and malice or try to get under anybody's skins. I make anybody mad anymore. Did I used to do that? Yeah, but that ain't me. If I say something that make you mad or piss you off, it's because it's something in you that it's like it something that what I said riled you up a little bit. We talked about that a couple weeks ago when we had it was like I considered that person to be family too. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I deleted it before I even read it because I know it was bullshit. You know who it's coming from, and you know it's some relevance in it, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna let you have your piece.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that my point is iterated and not yours. So I don't know, man. I I'm just glad I'm in a position that I could just move different and not feel no type of way about things no more. You know.
Detachment is important, I think, also in this
Ooh,
frequency
mhm,
change because I mean, you've heard it all your life if you grew up in like a Christian or spiritual household that this is one world that we living in. This is
mhm.
not the end. This is not final. There's other things, a whole spirit realm going on right now. There's another life after this one. There is so much more. And so when you can easily detach, not saying don't care about people or
Yeah.
have feelings, but you have to be able to be as flexible as possible. That detachment got to be on point. And
Yes,
that was
indeed.
really hard for me to acquire.
Mhm.
But once I got it and once I was able to detach from some really difficult things in people, it's getting easier and easier and easier and easier and easier.
And I'm gonna say this: it's like when you put a sticky up, like the little wall hangers and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They last for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually it's gonna get hot. The what's behind it is gonna be some condensation and it's
Dusty
gonna
and
start getting dust and everything like that, and eventually it's going to fall off. And I feel like with family, that right there is how we do. It's like we stick and 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 we always want to be that piece of strength and stability for our people. And then it's like once it falls off, it's like everybody else's world gets messed up. But it's like the relief that comes from the person that was stuck on the wall all that time. It's like you're not supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to still be stuck on the wall.
but guess what? The wall is still a wall,
and
and that hanger is still a hanger without being suctioned to each
and
other.
that right there is the thing. It's like I cannot continue to be stuck to the wall for people who can continuously switch up what they putting on the hanger. You can put a picture up right there, and I'm still there, and you're fine. You can take that picture off. You can put a mirror right there. I'm still there, and you're still fine. I can't continue to be that.
Fair.
Can't continue to be that. So I'm want to be the thing, whatever I want to be. What's hanging on the window? I get to move whenever I want to.
Mhm.
I can
Whatever
move whenever
works
I
for
want,
you.
whatever works for me, man. So, like I I don't know. I feel like we dove a little bit deep this week, but I feel like it was needed, man. Like,
Yeah, it was kind of personal, but it was a point.
feel like it was needed. I can say this. I must say I know I felt good anyway, but I feel a whole lot better now.
That's dope.
Feel a whole
That's
lot
dope.
better now, and it's like I don't know. I'm just cool with the family that I have. I'm cool with the family that I created. Um, Want to give a shout out to the people over there at Winch Design Studio, the Todds, Melissa, Bria, and Aiden. Um, I was sitting in there with them, and crazy situation happened. I don't want to put any personal business out, but it was a situation where like I had to get Aiden a hug and just let him know that like, man, y'all are gonna be good. And they've been that for me ever since I've met them.
Wow.
So it felt good to be able to reciprocate and actually give them that energy back. And when I made the post about my credit score, Melissa actually commented. She was like, "You're doing great things, so great things are going to come to you." And what I was able to tell her, I'm like, the connections that we make are very, very beautiful. Some people come into your life to be friends. Other people are put into your life to be family. I'm like, I can say that we're the latter. So I just want to say I love y'all. Thank y'all for being receptive and acceptive of me. Y'all give me so much courage and give me so much motivation. And it's like when I got my house keys and I went over there and I showed them, it's like they were the happiest people in the
Oh,
world.
that's dope.
So just want to say I appreciate y'all. Y'all gonna be okay. Y'all gonna get through this situation. I can't even say it's a storm because it ain't even gonna be no rain as long as I got an umbrella. So I fuck with y'all along. But you got anything you want to tell the people? You got any appreciation that you want
Um,
to give before we get up out of here?
not so much. Just keep in mind, everybody family can't be the Wayans. We want to all come up. We want to all be close. We want to all be together. And if your family is not that, it's okay. There may be alternate family out there to you. But shout out to
Mm,
my real family. Shout out to my sisters. Maybe we'll
mhm.
work in the garden or something a little
I'm
bit
with
later.
that. I'm with it. So we have come to the end of another episode, man. And how we end every last one of them. Want to let y'all know we want to thank y'all so much for the support so far.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to getting some more. About to say my dog is actually saying she said that she's off for July, so I'm just excited about some of the topics that she's gonna be coming up with. Cause I know she got her
I
brain
have
is
I
going.
have about 4 book reviews on the back burner that I haven't done.
Uh-huh.
I got some reels and some just some random things that completely are just random. I have nowhere to put them, but I'm going to put them on the internet.
Got
So
you.
stay tuned.
And I'm gonna talk to you about this, but I got this lady that I want to bring onto the show, man. Very, very creative young lady. She's our age,
Mhm.
and she just has this big fire that's inside of her right now, and she just want to put some things out there, and I feel like it's needed in this time
Mhm.
because we need to see community everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
only in the streets or like when we in the places that we are, but like we need to have different ethnicities and different lifestyles, different everything in all spaces. So definitely gonna rap to you about that.
Okay.
I think she'll be very, very dope for the show, man. And I told her that I was gonna put it into the atmosphere today, so that's just me putting it to the atmosphere. So I did what I said I was gonna do. I ain't gonna say your name. But like I said, in the episode 12, y'all go ahead and make sure that y'all run them views up. You can search it on YouTube, Classmates Podcast. You will see our beautiful faces on every single episode, but I am the actual picture that pops up, and we gonna get that changed up so it'll be both of us on the picture
Yeah, like
too.
and subscribe.
Like, and make sure that you're commenting under the video. Um, we want to see your interactions. Tell us some of the things y'all want to talk about. Give us the criticism, positive and negative. We need it all because we
We're
try.
not gonna cry. Just bring us all the criticism.
All of that because we just want to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and making sure that we're putting out some good content and making sure that the show just keeps continuing to get better and better and better because we're not going anywhere. So, with that being said, I'm A Rod Gohar. This is
KB.
That Bell is Ringing. We'll see y'all next.